Okay, and this is part two, and this is going to be the most important portion of where we work with the app because this is what's going to show for the end user. So what I've already gone ahead and done is I've already gone ahead and created 3 separate pages. But before we get to those 3 separate pages, I want to take a look at the Facebook import feature. So all that you will have to do is come on over to the Facebook page and just simply copy and paste. And as you can see, we have 4 or 5 features from Facebook already inserted. So we have 4 pages done in less than a minute. Now, when we look at the actual Facebook page, this is actually not going to work because this has to be running on the mobile device itself. And we're going to switch it over to the iPhone 6, make it a little bit bigger. But then when we come on over to the contact portion, what we would simply do then is if we want to change anything around here, like the phone number, it's not going to be absolutely perfect. We would take that out, excuse me, put the phone number in. For right now, we'll just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. Okay, and then as you can see, we're missing a state here, so we will put that information on in. And then the description, it's quite long, as you can see. If you would have to, obviously you can cut out some of that information as you would see fit. But then the email, let's just go with a generic NYPD general info. Okay, so again, it's something made up, but it is what it is. And then we can insert the Twitter from here. I just went to their page and just contacted their information and simply select save. So then, as you can see here, as we would scroll down through, we now have 5 separate options in terms of contacting the NYPD. Then coming on over to the images, all these images are directly from Facebook itself. And the calendar is going to be the last thing. And this should have the Facebook information, their calendar. Okay, we have that there. But again, it's not showing. So again, on the device itself. Okay, so with that in mind, let's take a look and work our way backwards, so to speak, and now look at the Twitter feed itself. Now, for whatever reason, and this is just something in general, if you want to have a page be active and showing, have it selected here as activated. If you don't want it to show, just simply hit that. It's red. It won't be showing on that device then. Another thing, for any icon, the minimum size is 72 by 72 pixels. And then you would select that. Excuse me, as you can see, I've done it here with the crime and the vacation check, and that information would show there. But we just simply enter the Twitter handle, excuse me, for the NYPD. And as you can see, this is their Twitter feed on the device emulator. Now, crime, let's say that somebody has, we have some general crime reporting guidelines. Again, if somebody's going to get hurt, call 911 immediately. But then the crime report itself, as you can see, I just went with a generic email address. Obviously, I don't know if it exists. I'm not going to send anything through. But personal information for the victim of the crime that was witnessed. And again, you can change this information around as you would see fit. The vehicle description. And then once somebody over here, if this was an actual device, would fill it out, it will get passed right along directly to you. So there you would have that information handy. And then the same form, however, we are going to use it for vacation check. Now I'm going to guess that the NYPD, excuse me, does not do individual vacation checks, but if it's a suburban or possibly a rural department, they may do something like this. So again, we have some different guidelines that they're not going to physically check. They won't take the keys, not going in, and then list any persons who are conducting any sort of business at your residence. And then again, just like that crime reporting form, we just have a new application for it. As you can see, NYPD vacation check, and then vacation information, date leaving, date returning, the owner's information, residence information, alarm, etc., and then any sort of vehicle information. So that way, if there's a vehicle that should not be there, perhaps that would be cause for the department to do some sort of further checking in on this, and then any additional information. And again, once this information is submitted, it goes straight to the specified email address. Excuse me. So, as you can see, these two things took about 10 minutes apiece, so that's 20 minutes looking on Twitter, 30 seconds, and then not even a minute to get this Facebook information. Now, let's say that we wanted to pull some specific information from the NYPD website. So let's just go to the About page, and we're just going to simply copy this information. Okay, Control C, and the custom page would be pretty applicable here. And we're just going to simply rename it About Us and insert as text and paste it on in. Come on up and select Save. Okay, and as you can see, it's pretty close to being pretty accurate. Okay, but we are not seeing everything, so we double click on the picture, and we're going to make it 300 wide. Excuse me. As you can see, it changed things around. We can see a lot more officers now, and we center that picture, and then everything that was taken from the About page is right here. And then you simply select Save. Now, the nice thing about this page is this. There are a number of things that you can utilize and insert into it. So if you want to insert different images, you can do that. Videos such as YouTube, etc., that can be done. A physical address, you can do that as well. A button to call or send an email right from this page. Or if you want to attach a file strictly for viewing, you can do that. And then a slider would be, let's say you had 5 or 6 images that you want to just have scrolling through, that would be there. And then you have a cover image as well. So that's another page that you can just simply insert, and then again to change the icon around, 100 by 100. Now the About Us page on the NYPD site, that's the first link. So what we want to do is we want to move that and make that our first link here. So we just simply drag it. Okay, and it's there. And there we go. Same thing for anything else. We can just simply slide things around. And it may show up right away. It may not. But let's refresh the page. Okay. So it does move things around once you refresh the page. And that's pretty much it when it comes to the features of building the app. Take as much information from your website, take as little information from your website. It really doesn't matter, but as you saw, it took less than a minute to just simply copy and paste that information in as well.